Hello everyone and welcome to APT University today. Today we will be discussing the drop shipping features within AdvancePro and how to use AdvancePro to manage drop shipments. Today's APTU does require that you have familiarity with product setup and basic customer transactions. For our previous videos on those topics and many more, you can find us at advanceprotech.com under the Resources tab or on our YouTube channel. So there are two types of drop shipments. There are drop shipments where you are sending goods to your customers' clients, and there are drop shipments where your vendor is shipping directly to your customers. Most of today's session is going to focus on the situation where your vendor is shipping to your customers. However, if you are shipping to one of your client's customers, we typically recommend that you simply use the multiple address feature. And you can do that by coming to your customer and adding a secondary delivery address for your drop ship destination. Then you can come into a customer order. You can choose your customer. You can even add the address at this point. You can click edit and you can go and choose this customer delivery address or add one on the fly. This can also come from imported orders as well. So for the shipments where your vendor is shipping to your customer, this can be done by starting or importing a customer order like we are in now. I'm going to go ahead and add an item or two to this order. There we go. So we've got an item on this order, and when we hit save and process to send this order onto the processing stage, we now have some options. We can fill from stock if we have stock, or we can create a vendor order. So I'm going to choose to create a vendor order. And when you do this, there's a checkbox right here on the side. This checkbox is going to enable a drop shipment. So as normally, where it would place a vendor order that would come into your warehouse, this checkbox is going to create a special vendor order that will not come through your warehouse, and instead will be given the customer shipping address as the delivery address on that vendor order. So this won't come through our warehouse at all. We won't need to simulate that we've received or shipped goods. As soon as your vendor verifies this order, and I'll show you this step in just a second, a bill and invoice will be created, one to pay your vendor and one to get payment from your customer. So I'm going to go ahead and hit process the order. It's going to tell us the results, and it says a vendor order was created. We can head over to vendors and go to view orders. This will be an open order at this stage, and you'll see that little black truck icon and that the status is to drop ship. We'll go ahead and open this up. We can print this order off. You'll see once again it's got our customer's delivery address. We can make any adjustments that we need to at this point, and then we can place the order. Now, whereas normally when we place the order, it's going to go to our warehouse area. Now when we place this order, since it's a drop shipment, it's going to go to the drop shipped filter on view vendor orders. So we were in open, now it's over in drop shipped. Head over to drop shipping, and we can open our order up. So where it was to drop ship before, now the status is drop shipped. Go ahead and open that order up. So this is where we can confirm a shipment. So now that the vendor's gone ahead and shipped to the customer, we can confirm that they shipped and how many they shipped. If they short ship us at this point, that can be accounted for both in the bill to the vendor and the invoice to the customer that corresponds with it. And we can have partial received drop shipments as well. And then we hit this confirm DS button. That's going to complete this order. It's going to go ahead and send that bill and invoice over to the relevant areas of AdvancePro. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit confirm DS. That's been placed, and now that vendor order has been delivered. So that means that if we go to vendors and we go to view all bills and credit memos, we'll now see that we have a bill. The bill reference number will start with DS and have a number behind it. That's going to be your drop shipment number. We'll go ahead and open that up. If we need to, we can still change the bill number here in the upper right, and this corresponds with what we should be paying our vendor. On the other side, if we go to customers, we go to view invoices and credit memos, can open up that pending invoice. Here it is. And here's everything that we should be collecting from our customer. And we can hit create invoice or create bill on these documents to send them over to QuickBooks if we're syncing with QuickBooks. So that covers the basics of a drop shipment within AdvancePro. Now, there's a couple of other areas I'd like to touch on, and one is a setting I'd like to address. If we head over to the product settings, there is a way to set a product to drop ship by default every single time. So if we go to a products, we're here in view products, and we click the E button for edit, we're going to be able to open this up. We're going to go to additional info, and we can actually have a default to drop ship item. So if we check that off, every time we go to the process order area for this product, it will attempt to drop ship that item. So that's just a note that you can make for these items. The other thing that I'd like to address is what happens if we split an order up. If we have a customer order, and let's go ahead and get 2 or 3 items on that order this time, and we'll just talk about how you can manage that. And for more information on this, you'll be able to take a look at our back order management video that goes in depth about splitting and merging customer orders that get complicated. But we'll just get a couple of items on this order, and we'll save, and we'll go to process the order. At this point, we can choose if there are multiple vendors for a product. We could choose different vendors. We could have each one drop ship, and as they are drop shipped, as they're completed, we can have the items that are successfully delivered dynamically add to an invoice or bill. So in this case, if we had 2 different vendors ship at 2 different periods of time, as soon as we get the first drop shipment confirmed, it'll create an invoice. And when the second drop shipment confirms, if we haven't finished that invoice off in AdvancePro, it'll add to that invoice. If we have finished off in AdvancePro, it'll create a secondary invoice. So again, just take a look at our back orders video for a lot more detail on that. This concludes our presentation today.